Hello Pisces, welcome to your weekly reading here on Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you're watching this reading was meant to find you. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Pisces, that the most important part of any tarot reading, if I can get the card, is you. And here's the star card. Good things come to those who wait, right? This is a card of destiny. This is a card of you asking the questions, who am I and why am I here? Yeah. This is the card of you following your North Star, following your spiritual light, following your path, your destiny, your purpose. What is your purpose? Well, let's put some more cards on the table, all right? And let's see if we can answer that question. Let's see what answers you've been getting. Let's see what questions you've been asking. There is your motivation. There's a Knight of Wands, a Six of Wands, an Ace of Swords, a Seven of Wands. Seven, look at the fire. Look at this pillar of fire we have right in the middle there. And we've got that Lover's card. Yeah, that's good. This is inspiration. This is feeling like you are coming together with your purpose, that you are discovering your purpose. You know what I think your purpose is? I think your purpose is you. I don't have any Earth cards here. We don't care about the details, whatever you're doing. Maybe you're a plumber, maybe you're in science, maybe you're in business, maybe you're an artist. It doesn't matter. Maybe you collect stamps, maybe you're a gardener. What you're doing is not so important. Those things may change. The purpose will always be you. This is that Ace of Swords. This is your clarity of mind. This is you knowing who you are and what you're made of. And you're going to apply this to everything you do. This is clarity. This is no noise at all. I think that you're somebody who is starting to realize the necessity of kind of cutting down on some of the social media, getting rid of a lot of the noise, cutting out as much of the kind of nonsense, the drama, the distractions as we can. We're going for clarity. We're getting back to that mental, spiritual laboratory where we can figure things out, where we can understand what we have to do to face our challenge and achieve success, to have victory over our challenges, to know what we are fighting for and how to fight and what tool to use in order to win. And that's going to bring us closer and closer and closer to this Lover's energy. Now, the Lover's card doesn't always mean romance. It could. It could, if this is what you want. This is kind of asking you, what is it that you want? What is it that you're willing to marry yourself to? Because once you sort of get married, right, to a person, a place, a thing, an idea, the proverbial marriage, if you will, once we make that choice and we commit ourselves to something, then you got to bring the fire. Then you've got to be willing to put in the hard work and overcome the challenges and keep going against that challenge until you overcome it. Right? In strength and in weakness, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poor, all that jazz, right? And it doesn't matter if this is a person, if this is your actual marriage or relationship, if this is your business, if this is your spirituality, if this is your physical fitness, your creativity, whatever it is, whatever. The purpose isn't the other thing. It's you. You are the purpose, right? And if we have that almost like a sense of purpose, if we have that clarity, then we understand what the starlight is really showing us. Because the star card, sometimes we think that the star is supposed to show us exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in life. What is my purpose? Am I supposed to be a tarot reader on YouTube? Am I supposed to be a janitor? Am I supposed to drive for a living? Am I supposed to work in the mail room, right? All these things I have done. we realize that the star is not illuminating, oh, okay, that's what I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to go work in that company, right? Oh, that's the person exactly right there that I'm supposed to be with. No. The star is showing us sort of who we are and how to live our lives. The details may change, but if we're navigating by starlight, if we have the sense of who we are, and we realize that the purpose is something that's in us, not something outside, then we'll know which directions to take in life. See, I don't think that there is a particular destination. I don't think that you are, destined to work in a certain company or to express yourself in a very specific way. And it's just about us now discovering what that way is. Right? I believe that we all have our own particular way. And it's not about a concrete thing. It's about the way we do it. It's about how and why. And I say this all the time. It's not what we're doing, but how and why we're doing it. Are we doing it with clarity? Are we doing it with commitment, with inspiration? Are we doing it with energy and motivation? That's living with purpose. Doesn't matter really what the details are. Okay? But if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Let's put the rest of our cards on the table and then we'll get into it. Got that 9 of Swords. We've got that Devil energy. Very nice. We've got a Queen of Pentacles. And we've got a Prince of Cups at the end. The Prince of Cups is somebody that's living authentically. And what does that mean? This is somebody that's living with purpose. They are living their purpose. Doesn't matter what they're doing. Again, this is just air and water here. It's not earth. It's nothing concrete. This is how we're living. This is living a purpose-driven life. And it really comes down to the question that you have to ask yourself. We've been asking the universe for, show me, what am I supposed to do? Who am I? Why am I here? What am I supposed to be doing? What company am I supposed to work for? What person am I supposed to be married to or whatever, right? This is us now asking ourselves the question, what am I going to marry myself to? What do I really, what activity out here in the world am I going to commit to and see it through till the end? And of course, that may change over time, right? It's the idea that you can do anything you want. And it's sort of that paradox of choice. We have all these options, and I don't know what to do. Pick something, right? Pick something that you would be willing to fight for. Pick something that you are going to be obsessed with. We see that Devil card there. Pick something that you're going to be obsessed with no matter what happens. No matter how hard it gets, you're not going to quit. And it's almost like we're looking at the challenges of the 7 of Wands, and that's motivating us even more. If the Knight of Wands is your motivation to fulfill your destiny and live your path, well, you've hit a gold mine here. You've hit a gold mine because you're getting motivated by the challenges, you're getting motivated by the obstacles, and you're getting motivated by the wins, right? You're getting motivated by the triumphs, by the victories, as well as the losses, as well as the challenges, right? You've hit the gold mine of motivation here. You're getting it from top and bottom and both sides too. Having the clarity to know that you are the purpose. And this ace can go in any direction. It can become any other card. Okay, it could expand out into anything. But living a life with clarity and purpose and vision. And yeah, we need a little bit of the concrete energy so that we're actually doing something, and not just, well, if I'm just living a purpose-driven life, but I'm not actually doing anything, then we're not really living that life, right? So we do need some of the earth energy, and we have a little bit of it. I think just the right amount. But let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the Factor Infinite and Unknown. And we're going to set it down right here with our tiny horse, Mr. Ed, right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's take a look around the room. We've got 1, 2, 3 major arcana energies. Understanding who you are and why you're here, having that clarity, making that commitment, right? And then basically becoming obsessed with it, giving it everything you've got. That's what the fire energy is too. Finding motivation everywhere you can get it. Letting everything motivate you to keep going. Give it everything you've got. And maybe this Ace of Swords is in the background because you've already had that epiphany. You've already had that realization, right? That the details of what you're doing, the particular path you're on, whatever that is, that's going to change. That's a finite thing. You may come to the end of it. It may take you in other directions, lead you down rabbit holes, whatever. What does not change is your feeling of purpose, your sense of destiny, your sense of purpose, and living that purposeful life. Could be that you've already had that realization. And maybe this ace means that you have the clarity, you know what path you're on now. You know what the starlight is really showing you. Okay, sometimes we get mixed up when we start thinking that, okay, Spirit's telling me that I'm supposed to be a limo driver or something for the rest of my life. But I'm a limo driver now and I hate it, right? It's not where I want to be. So something's wrong. Either Spirit's wrong or I'm wrong, and I'm just supposed to grin and bear it and enjoy it, even though Nine of Swords, I feel miserable about it. I feel like it's torture. This can't be the purpose, right? Spirit's not going to give you that kind of a detail, you know? I think Spirit primarily illuminates inside of us what we are, where our blockages are, what we need to recognize in ourselves so that we can have that vision and make that choice for ourselves, that we can ask the question, what do I want to commit myself to right now? You want to commit yourself to, driving a limo or, software engineering or working in the movies or whatever, right? Doing sound stuff or lighting, working in an office. Do you care about insurance? You want to be a banker? Like, what are you going to commit yourself to? Well, first and foremost, you commit yourself to yourself. And the last thing we're going to do is betray ourselves. If you really feel a Nine of Swords in your life right now, you didn't make the right choice. Okay, we're not blaming anybody else. We're not blaming Spirit. I'm not saying, well, Spirit told me I was supposed to, work at the insurance company or the supermarket or something, but I don't like it. I hate it. Well, we didn't make the right choice. We must have misunderstood what Spirit was telling us, right? What that star energy. We must have sort of lost sight of our North Star. Because when you're navigating by starlight, the starlight is not showing you where to sail your boat. It's helping you to stay focused so that you can take the boat where you want to go. Whatever destination you've chosen, you're navigating by star. That's your reference point. It's not the map. It's not showing you exactly what you're supposed to do or where the destination is. And I think that you're doing that. I think you know that. I think this really is the gold mine for you of this motivation. And I think that you've got to give it everything you've got. You commit to this thing fully. Go all in. Because this is what you're committing to. I was going to say this is what you're meant to do. And in a way, that's true. You are meant to do this. Okay? If you feel all this energy here, now we've got our majors, obviously, right? We got that obsession. If you feel that this is something that you cannot live without, right? Pursue it. Do it. Get your motivation everywhere you can. Keep going until you unite with this thing, until you are at one with this thing. Whatever the path is, whatever the activity, if it's a hobby, maybe you want to learn guitar, I don't know. Devote yourself to it. Find motivation everywhere you can. Allow the obsession, right? Of course, so we have fire, fire, fire. We got a little bit of water at the end, which is the perfect water because it's saying that you're feeling the purpose here. No longer is it a Nine of Swords. We got our air energy right here, right? And it's really a clarity. This is the clarity to say, I am freaking miserable doing what I'm doing. So I need to make a choice of what I really want to commit to and what I can get myself fired up to do what I'm going to be motivated and obsessed with, and what I want to marry myself to, what I feel inspired by. All of these energies are the solution to this Nine of Swords. If you're feeling this right now, you don't have to. This is someone that's living that purpose. And that purpose, this is going to take you in many different directions. Maybe it's going to be guitar playing. Maybe it's going to be collecting stamps. Maybe it's going to be working in finance or working at the supermarket. Whatever it does, whatever path it takes you down, is up to you what level of commitment you make. You're working at the supermarket and you say, no matter what happens, this is where I'm going to stay. I love it here, right? I know there are going to be challenges. I'm going to commit to it now, before the challenges show up. Because when you're in the middle of the challenge, you say, well, I'm miserable, maybe I don't want to be here, I'm going to quit. No, we've already made the commitment before. Right? Make the commitment when you're really feeling that energy, feeling that sense of purpose. Right? And then when things get difficult, you push through. You don't quit. Okay? You've already established the intention and the purpose and the commitment. So when things get rough, we get motivated. When things get easy and smooth, we're motivated again. Yeah. And then we're living a life that is authentic. We're living a life that is full of purpose. Even if we're a jack of all trades, even if we're sort of bouncing from one job to the other, we're not quitting when things get tough. If we're quitting at all, it's because we've made a very inspired choice that says, it's time for me to go in another direction. But we're not quitting when we get confronted with the obstacle. It's okay to quit when you've had a victory. It's not okay to quit when you've had a loss or a failure or you're up against a challenge, because this is quitting because this thing is too powerful for you. This is you quitting when you say, I've conquered it. I don't need to keep going. I'm going to do something else now. I'm fired up for something else now. See, if we quit here, this is saying, I lost, it beat me up, I don't want to do it anymore. See, different vibe, right? It's not okay to quit here, it's okay to quit here. This isn't really a quit. This is kind of saying, I've done it, I kicked its butt, and now I want to go commit myself to something else. Yeah. And of course we have the earth energy here, the Queen of Pentacles. This is in the position of what you don't want. And what you don't want is to regret the choices that you did not make. Okay. This is, at the end of the life, we think, well, I could have been this, I could have been that, I could have done all these other things, but no, I stayed in that life that I didn't like. And now, on our deathbed, we kind of have those regrets, all the choices we didn't make, all the chances we didn't take. Sounds like we're writing a song here. And it's kind of a sad, sad song, right? So let's think about that. When you are 120 years old or 150 and you're on your deathbed, do you want to tell the story of your life and say, you know what, I lived my life with purpose and motivation, and yeah, maybe it took me all around the world. I did many different things, wore many different hats, and it's an exciting story. Or maybe we committed to one thing and I did that thing for 50 years and I conquered the heck out of it. And there were so many challenges, but I just kept overcoming. I became the greatest supermarket employee that I could possibly have become. And that's an exciting story to tell too. So it doesn't mean that you have to commit to one thing for the rest of your life, nor does it mean that you have to go between many different things. It doesn't matter what you're doing, it's how and why. But if at the end of our life, when we're 150 and we're on our deathbed, we just say, I don't have a story to tell. I was in one miserable situation after another, and it wasn't exciting. It was painful. It was horrible, and I'm glad it's over. We don't want that. Don't do that. It's not worth it. Okay. So the Six of Wands underneath the surface here, you're a winner, right? You know that you can do what you want to do. You know that you can apply yourself to really anything, and you can be the greatest that you can be at it. It doesn't mean we're competing with other people. I can't be better than whoever else is doing something. I don't even know. It's not about comparing ourselves to somebody else. I can't be as, I can't be greater than Arnold Schwarzenegger in the bodybuilding or whoever, I don't know, whatever bodybuilder people are out there. I probably can't do that, right? And I'm not trying to. And I'm not judging myself and basing my success on how I'm measuring up to Arnold Schwarzenegger. He'd been doing it for, 50 years now, and I'm just starting to exercise, right? We're almost the same age, and I'm just getting into it. So I'm not trying to do that. I'm not trying to compare myself. I'm trying to be better than who I was yesterday. I'm trying, when I'm 150 years old, to think I am the best at that I could have been. That I did this adventure until I was satisfied with what I accomplished, and then I went and I did that over there. We can be the world traveler. We can be the Renaissance person. We can be that. We can have all of those different adventures, or we can have one adventure. It doesn't matter. But the idea is that our only purpose, our only competitor, is ourselves. I'm trying to be the best that I could be at whatever I'm doing. And yeah, sometimes we have to look at what other people are doing and say, okay, well, how do I do it? How do I measure success? How do I know if I'm getting better? Well, maybe there are objective measurements, You know that you're a winner. And you know that you're not always going to have an easy go of it. We know that life is going to be challenging. If we're going to be always up against a brick wall, if we're always going to be between, like a rock and a hard place, we might as well be doing so. We might as well be in that position intentionally rather than suffering through it miserable because we just thought that's what we were supposed to do. Life is going to be full of obstacles and challenges anyway. Might as well make them purpose-driven. Purposeful, because then we're more likely to overcome the challenges. And then we can muster that motivation to say, I'm not going to quit. Things are getting hard. I don't know quite what I'm doing. I've hit a plateau. I've hit a wall. I don't know what to do, but I'm going to keep going. I'm going to figure it out. And I'm not going to quit when it gets to this point. Okay? And I think that you've had this epiphany. I think you've had this clarity in your life. This is cutting down on all the noise. This is, like I said, trying to simplify our life, trying to find a bit of peace and clarity, trying to clear our head, trying to get rid of all the questions, all the thoughts and everything, and then just bring in the right questions. What do I want? What is right for me? What do I want to pursue with that level of commitment? What can I get motivated to do right now? Asking ourselves these right questions. What am I made of? And the Knight of Wands is that motivation. It is that fire, right? And of course, that Lover's card is the choice we make. What inspires us? What inspires our motivation? What inspires our commitment? What makes us want to wake up and face the obstacles again? Okay. And now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And, it helps out the channel. I appreciate that. Your general energy is this Nine of Swords. So I feel like, maybe not right now, but you have been feeling like that life is just suffering. That, maybe we thought this is what we were supposed to do, but we're just not feeling it. Okay? I think the clarity is helping you to realize that we're not satisfied with where our life is right now. We don't feel like we're in the right place doing the right thing. It kind of feels as if we're suffering through what we thought we were supposed to do. But we're realizing that I'm not just meant to suffer through this, that there's a different way to do it. Okay? And the devil energy then becomes our best friend. Because the devil energy, to begin with, is kind of, we think of it as an enemy. When we're here in our Nine of Swords and we're suffering through our job or our life or our work or where we live or whatever it is, and it doesn't feel good, but we're trying to just suffer through it because we think that's what we're supposed to do. There are a lot of things out in the world that are tempting us. The devil is the great tempter, right? Tempting us with a different life, tempting us with a different adventure, tempting us with a new way of life or something else to do. Or wouldn't it be nice if you could just come out here, just quit your job and go out and do this other thing, right? And we think of the devil as the enemy because it's making it more difficult for me to stay here and do this. This is hard enough. I don't need to be tempted by all of that. It's like you're trying to watch what you're eating, and every commercial on the television is like some ice cream or something like this. And it's like, I don't need that temptation. But then the devil card becomes our motivation, it becomes our obsession, and we realize that this is our ally. Because this is our driving force. This is that part of us that is saying, hey, you don't want to be where you are right now. And that is okay. That's more than okay. That is powerful energy. So then we get sort of this obsession. Our engine starts, we turn the key. The engine starts warming up, and we're getting ready, and we're getting motivated to change our life, to do the difficult thing, which is changing our life, changing our course, changing our job, our house, our health, whatever it might be. And so this temptation now becomes our obsession. Now I know. Now I can do it. Now I'm getting up and I'm making these changes. It doesn't mean we're going to just kind of go out and buy the ice cream, though. That's not what I mean. It would be nice. But it's the temptation that's kind of like when we're stuck here trying to just suffer through it and bear it. This is the temptation that says, you can change your life, you know? And it's like, I don't need to hear that. Like, just turn off the commercial, right? But you can, and then we start to embrace this energy. And we realize that this is the devil. The devil is our engine, yeah? Satan is our motor, right? And we embrace that. And then we start climbing the mountain. Then we start living that life of adventure, living that life of purpose and passion. And we get with that Princess of Pentacles and we think, I'm happy with the way my life, I'm satisfied that I did what I did in my life. And now that becomes part of our story. Yeah, I was in this situation for a long time, and then guess what? One day I woke up, I had the clarity. One day I decided to just get up and change my life. And this is the rest of the story. And then then our future self, our self on our deathbed, is going to be very happy with the choices that we made now. Because we're choosing to live authentically. We're choosing to express ourselves and live a purpose-driven life. We're not conforming. We're not trying to put ourselves into a little box or a little bubble because we thought that's what we were supposed to do, or we thought that's what Spirit wanted us to do, or something like this. We're realizing that we are the purpose. Okay? And the Seven of Wands is reminding you that living a purpose-driven life does not mean that everything's going to be easy. It does not mean that you're never going to have a challenge, that you're never going to experience or feel pain. It doesn't mean that you're never going to suffer. In some ways, let's rephrase that. In some ways, it's saying that pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So don't expect life to be easy, but do expect it to have a sense of purpose. Okay? And whatever this thing is for you, whatever this motive, whatever you're obsessed with now, whatever this choices that you're making, give it everything you've got. Find the motivation everywhere you can, and you're creating such a wonderful story in your life. Let's look at our mystery card over here. I want to see some really good water energy. I want to see some satisfaction. Yeah. I want to see some love, some joy. Yeah. Pisces, it might be the Moon card, your power card. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's see what we have. It's a Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords are looking back at the past too, right? So really, it's a similar thing. Queen of Swords, I think, is first of all ready to write the story, but also ready to defend ourselves against any of that noise. This is, again, this is the card that's going to keep a watchful eye on our thoughts, on our mind, of what we're allowing in, so that we can maintain that clarity, the focus, the motivation, right? The Queen of Wands is sort of, in some ways judging everything that comes our way, right? Trying to get the sort of, keeping a watchful eye, kind of sitting back and getting a nice bird's eye view of everything, and kind of saying, oh, nope, there's some distractions coming in that way. Oh, nope, here's some noise over here. Got to get rid of that noise. And I feel like that's really what we need right now, because we want to maintain the clarity and the motivation and the commitment. All of these are wonderful energies. We want to get rid of this and make sure that nothing comes in that's going to bring in any doubt or any sort of second guessing, any confusion, any of that noise, right? Keeping it away. Because you're stepping into your clarity, your destiny, your purpose-driven life. And intense motivation, this intense obsession. Obsession is not a bad word. It just depends on how we use it. Is it healthy obsession? Is it constructive? Is it bringing you closer together with that sense of purpose? And so this is also keeping away any of those naysayers, keeping all the haters, keeping that energy away. Yeah. Give it everything you've got. You don't have time to engage in all the nonsense. You're busy, you know. I want to thank you for being here. We're going to do an extended reading. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Pisces, Thursdays and Sundays. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.